Hi everyone, I'm Kim. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Come on in, sit back, relax, but take your shoes off. This is my very first YouTube video, so if you have made it this far, you're probably thinking, oh wow, Kim is going to talk to us about her amazing, effective skincare routine for clear, beautiful skin. Oh, okay, so maybe Kim is going to be giving us her best interior design advice. I know, she's going to give us all of her healthy lifestyle tips. I will get right to the point. So essentially, I am starting Your Anxious BFF because I want to create and nurture a community where anyone who has experienced anxiety, depression, currently, in the past, anything like that, I want to create a space where you can come and feel understood and heard. I personally know how it feels to be dealing with issues like anxiety, like depression, and you can be in a room with family, friends, you can live with someone, you can have roommates, you can have a boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, wife, but you can still feel alone and you could still feel misunderstood. You could still feel just alone, and I never want anyone to feel that way. So I figure if this community, if this channel can be a space where even one of you out there can feel that this is a safe space and feel comforted, that's a success in my book. Also, disclaimer, I am not a therapist, I'm not a psychiatrist, I'm not a counselor, I don't have any medical merit to be giving medical advice. I'm just a regular schmegular gal who can listen and who can be here for you. I probably need to get more talents. I have dealt with anxiety for many years into my adult life, and if I dig into the blocked and suppressed childhood memories, I definitely dealt with anxiety as a kid as well. But here's the kicker. I had no idea that the feelings that I was feeling and the experiences that I was going through was anxiety. Like I had zero idea, like absolutely no clue. I've always dealt with issues like going to bed. When I would lay down to go to sleep, a thought would pop in my head from something that happened 10 years ago. I would just get so anxious about it, obsess about it. Next thing I know, it's 4 in the morning and I haven't gotten any sleep. I have to go to bed with the television on because that is the only thing that stops my mind from racing. I probably hold the world record of watching The Office the most amount of times all the way through. Or I would think of something random that I had to do and I would just, again, obsess, get so anxious about it, just think of all the worst possible scenarios that could happen doing this thing. I think when you live with certain feelings or you live a certain way for so long, it's normal to you. It's hard to really think like, oh, there is a different way of living, or this could be better, or this could change. I ended up dabbling in therapy a little bit and it did help. None of this stuff really went away, but I was like, oh, okay, cool. Well, I know that's what I'm dealing with. Okay. Well then, you guessed it, 2020, the year that shall not be named, quarantine happened. I think we can all agree that 2020 was horrible, horrendous, heinous, awful. It was bad. 2020 was bad. Not just for me, the world. The entire world had a bad year. So 2020 was the year where my mental health truly just took a turn for the worst. I went through a couple changes during quarantine and my anxiety was just like, I've never experienced it before. I was crying every single day, just always so sad, so anxious, was having trouble breathing all the time. My heart would race, like it just wasn't good. It even got to a point where I was on a Zoom call for work and I had a panic attack on the call. It was horrible. It was my first panic attack. I've never had one before and it was terrifying. Like, it was an out-of-body experience. And if you ever had a panic attack, and I know panic attacks look different for everybody, but that's how it was for me. It was literally out-of-body experience, sweating, heart was racing. Like, I couldn't even speak. Like, I was paralyzed. So I ended up going back to my therapist. I have never made a phone call so quickly. And I actually ended up seeing a psychiatrist as well because I just wasn't getting better. Like, I really just wasn't. And, you know, long story short, I ended up getting on antidepressants and anti-anxiety medication. There's nothing wrong with getting on medication. I hope anyone, the one of you who is watching this right now, there is nothing wrong with being on medication if that is what you need. Do what you need to do. I feel like people are afraid to talk about medication, and it's like, if it's gonna help you, do it. Do it. All of this to make the point that the mind is so powerful, both positively and negatively. And I know from firsthand experience how terrifying the negative side is. Dealing with this firsthand is something I never want anyone to go through alone. Never. I don't want anyone to go through it, period. But if you have to go through it, I don't want you to go through it alone. So long story short, or long story long, my journey this past year really is the driver for me starting Your Anxious BFF. If you've made it this far in the video, consider us now BFFs. I really hope you enjoyed this video, and there will be much more to look forward to, and I really hope that you decide to come along for the ride. If you like, of course, no pressure, please subscribe to my channel and like this video if you liked it, and also click the notification bell so you can be alerted for my next video. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you so much, and until next time. I hope that you decide to come on the journey with me, to take this wild ride with me, to hop in the I was gonna say trunk, but that sounds... Consider us BFFs. Now you can't get rid of me. Creepy. Okay.